All right. So, however, I can't say in my content anymore that I do anything with weight loss or GLP-1s because I can't. So, here, let's bring this down just a little bit so I'm looking at the camera mostly. I have two cameras. So, um, yeah, so we're on YouTube and TikTok. So maybe that's what I'll do. When I go live on Instagram, I'll go live on Instagram. If I happen to go, if I can get Restream up, AWS is down, so it's kind of a mess right now. But although I talk about GLP-1s and weight loss, that isn't all that we do. I own a practice called AMS Lifestyle Medicine, and we do a lot of things. We do urgent care. We do labs from home. Hi, Pam. How are you? I have no makeup on. I should have done something with that. I can do lip gloss. I have that in my thing, but I don't have any makeup on today because I don't usually put makeup on unless. See, this is like the TikTok makeup tutorial with no makeup. So that's as good as it gets, but boy, do I need mascara. My eyelashes are this color. Anyway, my eyebrows are fake. So are my boobs. So anyway, let's talk about weight loss. Let's talk about urgent care. Let's talk about healthcare. Let's talk about how to navigate healthcare. Let's talk about how much things cost. Let's talk about how not to be constipated. What else are we going to talk about? Oh, how about my book? How about my book? Thank you. Thank you, Pam. Appreciate it. How about my new book? We can talk about that because I wonder if I should put this on the other side. This is me. Tech issues, and you guys get to see it all. Build in public. That is exactly what I think. This looks better that way. I don't know. See, you get to see Groot if I go that way. That's kind of fun. Oh yeah, that is definitely more fun. Okay. All right. And those of you on YouTube, you're like, what is she talking about Groot? Oh, you guys can see Groot on YouTube because it's this way. All right. I have him holding a medal. So, all right, let's talk about stuff. Let's talk about the things. Let's talk about all the things. Oh, that just made my face really big on my monitor, and no one needs that right now. My book. Let's talk about my book. So my new book is coming out. It's called Freedom to Shift. It comes out in less than a month. If you want to get on the book launch team, go to shiftwithdrmo.com. It is up here in my links. The reason why I send you to that link, I know it's an extra click, right? I know this is me being difficult, but it will give you access to AMS, which is my medical practice. And I can't have a link on here for my medical practice because influencers can sell whatever they want, but doctors cannot. So it is what it is. It is, I have to allow, it's their platform. I mean, I'm using their platform to spread my message. What is my message? I'll tell you that in a minute. And I'm using it. So I have to abide by their rules. And their rules are that doctors cannot, I don't know, maybe it's because it's not paid ads. I have no idea. So yeah, Kathy, that'll definitely be interesting. I hear you. I'm actually going up in weight currently. Took my Zepbound this morning. I say Zepbound, it's tirzepatide. I'm sorry, I packed my Zepbound. I took tirzepatide this morning. I have some leftover pens that I like to use to travel with. Because every once in a while, I'm fixing my hair now. This is great. First the makeup, now the hair. I like to travel with the pens. They're just a lot more convenient. But now I guess that I take NAD and Summerellin, then I mean, I'm still traveling with like meds and stuff. So anyhow, my book comes out in less than a month, and it is about, well, health is the doorway. It is called Freedom to Shift: How to Stop Trading Time, Start Creating Freedom, and Shape What's Next. It says nothing about health in the title. Why? Because in order to get your time back, you have to get your health under control. You don't need another time management tool. You don't need another planner. You don't need another anything. You need, Bob Marley's here. That's pretty amazing. You don't need another life hack. You need freaking bandwidth, which is why I call this live. Oh, Disney crazed. I like that. Which is why I call this the biology of better, because you need bandwidth to create time. It's the only way to do it. And that's why my shirt says shift, because you have got to shift the way you're doing things. For me, my huge shift came the day that I hired a business coach. No, it was not my first business coach. It was my first good business coach, which happened to be the same day I took Zepbound Manjaro for the first time. So what didn't happen to be, I was desperate. I was desperate. Bottom line. So that was July 4th, 2022. That was my Independence Day. And I really wish I could move this chat on YouTube to the other side. I need it over here. Well, I'm just not going to look at me, which is totally okay. All right, we're going to close that out. And then there we go. Hold on. You can see the edge of you can see my coffee maker. There we go. Better on YouTube now. Okay. So that's my story. And what is my mission? My mission is to create safe spaces for people to be and grow, right? Those of you, you're out there looking for prescriptions, you're out there looking for health. And yes, you can go to Row, you can go to Join Fridays, you can go to Join Vineyard, you can go to Mochi, you can go to any other provider out there, you can go to your primary care doctor. The one thing they don't do as much as I think they should, right? Because that's the way we do things, is this. I sit here and I talk to you and I ask you for things and I say, help me. And I say, I'll help you. We're going to do what I can. This is not medical advice here. This is 100% coaching. Why? Because medicine is like a one-time thing. Like you take this morning, I took my tirzepatide and then it does its thing, right? Well, what about the rest of my day when I'm trying to deal with shit that's going on? Like that's worse, right? You want to force me to do something? Okay. I'm excited you're here. I'm excited you see me. That's pretty awesome because you're not my followers and I'm glad you're here. So, what questions do you guys have about health? What questions do you guys have about time? What do you want to know? Because a lot of it might be, don't make me block you, Big K. I mean, you can, but I'd rather not because I'd rather have the views. So, um, I've got a block and I'm not afraid to use it. And yeah, no, assume positive intent. That is remember the API? Remember how computers plug into other things? Welcome to chat. Why won't it let me chat? It won't let me send a message. Oh, there it is. All righty. On YouTube. There we go. Okay, now the chat is started on YouTube. I'm just going to move myself away from, I can't see me. All righty. You know what I made this morning? Speaking of cooking, we made air fried Korean chicken popcorn bites. Those were very good. And we made, thank you, Linda. Thank you. Shoot, I forgot. And thank you for pinning it. And we made these puffy rolls that were super easy. The popcorn chicken is super high in protein. I ate it and I'm very full. So it was, as my husband said, breakfast of champions. We had popcorn chicken for breakfast. It was quite tasty though. But it's in the air fryer. Pretty easy. Lots of protein, not a lot of anything else, which was great. It was cool. They were not cornstarch. Yeah, no, those were cornstarch. So would that likely mean it was severe? Hold on, I think I missed something. Like if I block somebody? No, sometimes. Well, usually, you know what I do? The most people I block are on Ironman threads on YouTube. Exactly. Who said you have to have? There was an egg in there. There was an egg. Exactly. Muffins, eggs, cereal. No, we had Korean chicken. It was actually quite tasty though. All right. What are we talking about today? What are we going to go over? I didn't have anything prepared because I don't usually on a live. I have a ton of laundry. So you guys, you're going to have to get a laundry live this week. And I got to get my stuff packed. Because for those Disney fans out there, and not every Disney fan is a Tron fan for sure, but we are going to ride Tron this weekend. So I am very excited. Expect some content there. I can't wait because I really want to see the overlay. I keep watching POVs. I'm very excited about it. Yeah, Disney, Marvel, a little more Marvel, Iron Man. You know, those are the things I like. That actually says there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. So Alrighty. I think I missed the beginning if they were severe. Oh, things I block people for. On Ironman feeds, if you spam with flags. I'm like, you gotta go. Sorry. Like, don't spam with your country flag. I mean, I get the patriotism. Congratulations, but please. Um, so Kiki, this is okay. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there this weekend, Saturday. Um, diet will be shit, but happy. Okay, let's go over Disney dining because this time, what I'm doing, I'm actually bringing protein shakes with me because I want to start my day, and I'm hoping they taste good. I bought new ones. They're 45 grams of protein, and by shaking it, they sound like watery. Like, I don't want watery, but you know what I mean? I don't That's why I don't like protein powder because it's thick. I like it mixed, like really, really, really mixed. And they're Quests, and there's no erythritol. I checked because a lot of Quest stuff has like 99%, all of Quest stuff has erythritol, and these do not, which is great. So I bought those. I figured if they can get here from Amazon and not leak, they can probably get there in my carry-on and not leak. So, or not my carry-on, in my suitcase, checked luggage. So I'm going to start the day. I always start my day with collagen anyway. And then AG1 collagen and creatine. Excuse me. Creatine in the morning. And then I'm going to have a shake. The shake might get sipped because we're staying in a club level room again because there was some specials again, which was pretty cool. If you ever have the chance to do that, it's pretty epic because they feed you. My usual Disney food, though, is chicken fingers and French fries. I mean, let's be real. It's Disney, and that's like, I don't want to wait unless that dinosaur place is still there. They have these blue cheese potato chips that are so freaking good. But again, it's not healthy. The key is when we go, though, the three of us split this thing. Like, we split the food a lot of times, and I usually order way too much. Or we go to Pizza Safari in Animal Kingdom and get like little pizzas. Those aren't terrible, right? It's not going to be terrible, especially if um okay, hold on. My kid just sent me a video on transforming your car into a light cycle from Tron. All right, I'll watch it after. um so anyway, this is a lot of the content that I'm doing. It's going to be, how do I eat at Disney? How do I eat on a Disney cruise? How do I eat for Ironman? How do I eat, right? Because it's like, what am I drinking? Coffee, black coffee. I'm decreasing my caffeine because my palpitations aren't going away. So I'm like, maybe in my old age here, I'm caffeine sensitive. So yeah, lots of shrimp and salmon. I don't do shrimp. I can sometimes do salmon. I'm a whitefish kind of gal. Frequent diarrhea. That is not common. However, so the next question for those of you on YouTube, or the video later, the question is handling diarrhea on tirzepatide. It is a very rare side effect. Most of us are the other way. Like, we're dialing in that Miralax. So if you have diarrhea, though, I think that the very first place to start with anything, right? Unless you've been on antibiotics. You guys got to remember, I'm emergency medicine trained. Yes, I'm obesity medicine boarded, but I'm emergency medicine trained. So the first thing I think when you say diarrhea is make sure you haven't been on antibiotics because you don't want to have like C. diff. That's a different thing. If you know it's not, you know it's the medication. You have to track and figure out what makes it worse, what makes it better, when it happens. Like, if you take it in the morning and then you get diarrhea at 8 o'clock, you might want to take it at night before bed and then not poop the bed. No, I'm just kidding. But that way, if you get through the side effects and your body gets through it, and it's not like, if it's explosive, that's kind of an issue. But it's make sure it's something, not something else first. Second, watch your food and see what makes it worse. Fatty foods often make it worse. Larger meals will make it worse. Larger meals weirdly increase your transit time. So they decrease your gastric emptying time. When you eat a big meal, your body will push it through faster. It's so counterintuitive, but it does. But that's why so many of us that have a binge eating history, we know we could eat in half an hour, eat more. Like, it's just, We had trained our guts in Ironman as an example. I mean, not everybody's doing Ironman. I get this. I'm not doing fulls anymore either. But when I was training, you have to train your gut. I have a half coming up in March, and I'm going to have to train my gut for like eating on the bike, eating with my heart rate at 110, 120, 130. And that's not easy. I mean, I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet. I'm thinking the calories are going to have to be thin and in the bottle, not solid food. Oh, excuse me. So, but that's where I would start. But just again, first do no harm. Make sure there's nothing else going on. Um, but yeah, so I'd kind of watch because like some people get super nauseated the first or second day after they take it. Some people, again, you got to kind of learn to watch the symptoms, watch your dose. Some people have side effects on 10, not on 7.5, or I mean, the other way around. Like, so they'll be on 7.5, they have side effects, and then they get to 10 and they're fine. It's bizarre. It just really depends on the person. I took 8 today, if anyone cares. I'm taking 7.5 next week. I think I'm just gonna sit there. I started estrogen patches and they're super, super itchy. Yeah, I would just start tracking for sure. Because sometimes it's like, oh, I can't eat that. Like some things I can't eat at all. But I started estrogen patches and my weight's gone up. This is an interesting little thing here. My weight has gone up, not in a good way. Like it's not because it's just the weight. And they're itchy. I'm like, nope, we can't tolerate the itchy. So supposedly hormone replacement therapy and tirzepatide together are like the holy grail for fat loss. I don't need to lose a whole ton of fat. I'll be honest. I got a little bit. I would like to put on a little bit of muscle, but I also don't need my guts feeling the way they do. Anyway, so, but the interesting thing is if you're gaining weight on a hormone, it's still calories in, calories out, right? Like this is what I want to really impress on people. And this is like unpopular opinion for sure. If I'm on hormones and I'm gaining weight, I'm eating too much. What if my food didn't go up? That means my metabolism went down on the hormones. That's it. Or my activity level's been about half of what it should be or half of what it was. But again, is that gonna it's food, okay? Like what you eat, the amount you eat creates your weight. The composition of what you eat creates your body composition. So macros equal how you store it. Amount of calories is if you store it. Does that make sense? Or if you lose it. So, stop taking my HRT because you got a postmenopausal period. Did you get that checked out? Because postmenopausal bleeding is cancer until proven otherwise. So you need to make sure, even if you were on HRT, I mean, I'm assuming that your doctor stopped your HRT, but make sure it's tested. So if you're looking for HRT and some peptides, we got you. What about losing belly fat? If you want to, okay, Linda's going to yell at me, say the things. We have a fully remote lifestyle medicine practice that is nationwide. So we do basic HRT, but mostly refills from your doctor. But no, that's what I do. If you want like dig in HRT because I feel fatigued, I don't know what the hell's going on. My hair is super dry, blah, 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 all the things. And you want somebody to dive into that. We have a nurse practitioner. Her name is Kelly. She's certified in functional medicine. She's been doing this for years and not functional medicine, like the kind that sell you supplements. We don't make any supplements. We're a doctor's office. So, if you want somebody to dig in, that's Kelly. If you want to get to this little bit of hair here is driving me crazy and I have to stop looking at it. Okay. If you want to get with Kelly though, it's easy. If you want to do anything in my practice, you're like, no, I just want to try NAD first. Great. Go to amslifestylemed.com. Click get started. If you're like, I'm not ready to get started, I just want to stay in the know. Okay. Then you click the button next to it that says something else. I can't remember. Get info or something. So get started means like get started today. Right. And then we'll talk to you about whatever. Like And we do ask you, like, what are you looking for? Because again, we're not going to like sit here, ask you a bunch of open ended. So here's how regular medicine works. You sit there, they ask you all these open ended questions. We write down a lot of stuff. We have a cognitive bias because we have human brains, right? And then we get to the end and then we think of what you need. We get mad when you Google. We don't do that here. I want you to do your research. I want you to ask questions here. I want you to go to journal articles. I want you to read stuff. I want you to learn. I want you to be resourceful. And then when we ask you the question of what drug are you interested? You can say, I'm not sure. Maybe NAD, my energy level sucks. Should we start there? Or losing belly fat. I have excess belly fat or I have excess fat. What do you think is best? Well, semaglutide or tirzepatide are the absolute best for reducing visceral fat. Tirzepatide's better, hands down. It's actually not that much more expensive in our practice. So if you're just starting on tirzepatide, it's $300, includes medical care, and includes medical care. You don't care what you get. Like it includes all the community and stuff. Okay, it includes our chat group, lots of access. You can always ask questions, and we do have monthly. We have monthly private coaching as well. All right. So yeah, so what do? We do men's performance nationwide as well. So we have a dedicated men's performance team run by my husband, who's an MD PhD with a PhD in health and human performance and an MD in emergency medicine. So he was a triathlon coach with me for 10 years. We were athletic trainers for 26 years. He's much more data driven than I am. He's way smarter than I am. Way smarter. That's why he does the men's performance because that is his wheelhouse. He's actually coached pro triathletes in the past. So yeah, he's a huge asset. So that's who does our men's performance. And he's got 2 nurse practitioners that work with him. And he does some higher level, my husband does some higher level coaching as well. So he and I both do. Mine is set up in a group setting because I prefer small group than one-on-one. His is one-on-one. So, what else? What do you want to know? If you want to get into my coaching, if you go to shiftwithdrmo.com, it gets you to the practice, it gets you to the book launch team, and it gets you to Elevate coaching. Elevate is founder pricing right now, and it includes for your first year AMS medical care. Doesn't include meds, right? When you go to the store to buy Tylenol, I'm not next to you buying your Tylenol. It includes the medical care part. So if you're interested, go to shiftwithdrmo.com. It's founder pricing it's $5,000 for the year. That's it. It's all the weight loss journey, Dad. Oh, tell me your story. Tell me your story. Yeah, it's $5,000. The medical care is worth like $1,400 out of that. It's ridiculous. But I'm still keeping the founder pricing open until I launch the book, at least. We'll see. Definitely until I launch the book. My book comes out November 18th. So founder pricing is definitely until then. I will promise you that. And then it'll go up to normal probably, depending. But I'm excited to do it. There's 8 or 9 people in there right now. 8. I think it's 8 including me, 9 including me. So right now it's a very small group. I do that a lot with my coaches, like the coaches that I hire, because if you get in founder level, it's like half price and you get like one-on-one. Like it's all one-on-one. So the way the group coaching works is it's hot seat. So when there's because right now we have 9 people in there, which means half of them show up. And because again, the timing, it's a set call. It's a synchronous call like this. Synchronous means I'm talking to you, you're listening at the same time. And so it's literally like me and 3 other people chilling. So anyway, I'm excited. It's every Tuesday and I teach frameworks from my book and I cannot wait to get that book in my hot little hands so I can show you on here and say, this is my book. It's published. Thank you. Thank you. And for those of you who are on YouTube going, what the hell is she pointing at? I had a heart hat on and I just can't wait to hold that book in my hot little hands. The manuscript is done. I'm waiting on one more edit. I just had to put my ISBN number in and my barcodes in, and then finish my cover. And then November 18th needs to roll around. It's going to go up for pre-sale though, as soon as it's done. So pre-sale price for the ebook will be $1.99. So I'm not going to do Kindle Unlimited this time. My first book, which is called Happy First, this one is on Kindle Unlimited right now. So if you're a Kindle Unlimited member, you can read it for free. That one's going to stay there. The new one I was actually told not to do. I have a different book coach this time, and he told me not to do Kindle Unlimited because I can get it out to like Barnes and Noble and stuff, which I'm pretty excited about. So I will be doing book meetups in different cities, all kinds of stuff. So I'm damn excited. Psyched about farm. I like it. I like it. Are you like a psychiatry pharmacologist? Because that's freaking amazing. I love psych patients. I always did. Probably because of my family. No, I was always very good with psych patients. Yeah, start arguing with them. It's like arguing with a toddler. Just don't do it. Or your dog. Um, yeah, I love it. Oh, I love it. Hospital director. Oh, damn. Like a psych hospital. I was at you see me I get excited. In med school, we were the first class to go back. We were the first two to go back to a behavioral hospital in Ohio. That's awesome. We were the first to go back into the forensic psych unit in med school. The first two to go back. And it was amazing. I love psych, and that's why I coach. But it's like nutrition, like you still have your problems. I grew up a pessimist. I mean, I grew up an absolute pessimist, full of fear. I'm still full of fear. I just live with it. It's a monster under the bed. Fear's up here somewhere. Hold on. Where is he? I put him in the back. So if you see my inside out people, fear, I put him in the back. I put joy up front, right? Sadness is prominent. Bing bong's right up there. Anyhow, yeah, it is sad. It is sad for sure. We had, oh my goodness. I mean, the forensic psych, and obviously I can't give you names because I'm like a HIPAA compliant vault. I don't remember names. I do remember one guy's name, and he used to draw me pictures, and he only had one eye. He had terrible childhood. He used to draw me pictures, and his pictures were so distorted, and it wasn't because of the one eye. I mean, it was like incredible. Yeah, Inside Out's just one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorites. But we had a patient in there who stabbed a jogger running. Oh, I just got an Instagram notification that Cassidy's live too on Instagram. Stabbed a jogger running because he knew that the garbage bags that were outside were people getting ready for the aliens to come. And he like stabbed this lady. I'm talking like 25 times. Didn't kill her yet. She lived through it, which was great. And but he believed the aliens were going to come. They were picking up these trash bags, and there were bodies in there, and anyway, it was just like, it would make for a horrible horror film. And some lady came out and beat him with a coffee mug, a coffee pot, like glass coffee pot, to stop him. And he waited for the cops because he thought he was helping the cops. Like, this is how, I mean, if you're not in psych, like you don't get this discussion. Like this is for like one person, because like it's real. It is real. But the interesting thing is, so here, let me give you the flip side perspective, because even in our everyday lives, we create our world. Okay. Now, sometimes our circuits are messed up. Sometimes we've had horrible childhoods that make us, has anyone seen Thunderbolts? That they make us regress. They make us we build our own world. But you have to remember, you build it anyway. Yes, I can feel the desk. I can knock on the desk. It's here. However, it's energy. Like, my first book's a lot more about that. I couldn't go super woo-woo because the public doesn't want that. I get on here and I talk about GLP-1s, and I talk about I talk about health because I have an exorbitant amount of information in this brain. But one thing I want you to remember is that I have spent 35 years. I've been coaching for 30 years, but I've spent 35 years looking at mindset, energy. Shoot, I was attuned in Reiki in my 20s. Like, really? I was. And I'm emergency medicine trained, classically trained MD, but I have a very varied perspective. So although we get in here, we talk about Manjaro, we talk about fat. I can tell you about macros. I can do that in my sleep. I can tell you about exercise. Again, I didn't say this. Nothing on here is medical advice, guys. Like, I'm a doctor. I'm not your doctor. If I am your doctor, I'm not your doctor here on social media. So creating that safe space for people is super important, because if you come in here and you're like, and here's what I often hear, because this is more about the mindset part, is I only have 10 pounds to lose. Can you help me? My first question, I don't, number one, I don't say no. I say, why can't you lose the 10 pounds? Because it's never just about the weight. These medications got such a bad rap. And that's why I have a new TikTok account, drmo.official, because I can't talk about anything medical. I can't talk about medications. I can't talk about GLP-1s. I can't talk about weight loss. I can't do before and afters of my patients because it promotes unhealthy weight loss. I'm like, but what if they're healthier? It doesn't matter. I can't fight it. It's a bot. It's an algorithm. It is a computer program. Speaking of Tron. So we're dealing with it. But the new account, drmo.official, is where all my posts will be. So if you want to learn, now, if you want to learn about GLP-1 stuff, you got to come to the lives, because turn on your notifications, subscribe on YouTube when I go live. Yeah. So I'd let you use mine. I know. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Somebody said, maybe you just shouldn't say you're a doctor. I'm like, I can't do that because it's who I am. And I don't want to be deceitful just to get followers or likes on social media. So I have integrity and we get punished for it. But I was talking to Jamie on here, Breaking Free from 715. He can't talk about his doctor supervised weight loss because he just has to talk about the behaviors. He can't, it's insane. Yes, it is such a healthy change. And I'll tell you, the way I was eating before, not healthy. There was somebody who posted, I don't know if I follow Sober Bodybuilder on Instagram. And he posted this guy that put 3 packets of Oreos in a bowl with milk and was eating them. And I'm like, that's okay. Like, that's okay to post on social media. And you're going to yell at me for telling people to eat more fucking protein? Seriously? Like, I just, because I'm a doctor. I also can't prescribe things like retatrutide because I'm a doctor. It's not approved by the FDA yet. I can't do all kinds of peptides. I am limited to the ones that are approved for things by the FDA. We can use them off label, but I can prescribe those. I'm limited. You can go down the street to some random person, get who knows what, that doesn't know what they're doing, that just wants to make money, but I can't. Okay. Every time I'm on here, I'm like, TikTok's so going to kick me off. Stacey, you're awesome. But isn't that and that's the thing. We could never keep it. We could lose the weight. I mean, I got to a point where I couldn't lose the weight. So that's where the desperation hit, where I could barely even lose like 5 pounds, like barely. That's why when someone comes to me and says, I just need 10 pounds gone. I'm like, all right, why can't you lose it? I could not, because I was restricting. I was overeating. It was just, and it wasn't a shame cycle. I was talking to my husband about money last night. And yeah, I know. That one that I went through that I say really fast. That's what I'm hoping with TikTok, is because my natural rate of speech is very quick. So I'm hoping it doesn't catch me. So yes, because I just said the R word. We'll call it the R word. I really want to try it, but I got to go gray market to try it. And I don't know. I really want to try it, because if it decreases the food noise, I don't need to lose weight. It's not about the weight. Fighting to lower my A1C, recent type 2 diabetic. So Cynthia, yes. Are you, and today's not even, so one of my coaches, that call him spicy when he gets like that. I say feisty, but spicy's kind of fun. I'm not even spicy today. Not yet anyway. I carved out some extra time today so I can hang out here for a long time. But tell me about it, Cynthia. So, fighting to lower your A1C, if you're not on medication, you're not going to win. because your biology is tipped. So this is called the biology better. So let's talk biology. Your biology is tipped toward storing fat, your metabolic nightmare, right? Because you're already at diabetes. There's a spectrum. It starts with it starts with food. Sorry, that's a whole 30 thing. I did that twice too. I actually invested in the white labeling their stuff. Tried to sell it. That was a waste. Anyway, $800 down the drain. Why do I remember that? It was $800 10 years ago besides. So you're on metformin and insulin. It's cheaper. Well, insulin's not cheap. Why don't they have you on tirzepatide? Why don't they have you on Mounjaro? It's probably covered by your insurance. Well, I don't know. It's 79. I don't know. It's 79. Whatever. Here's my deal. Metformin and insulin. So metabolic repair is our goal, right? You want to take that. You can't unmanage something. You can't undo something, right? It's like, I know. We have the best fucking prior auth team now. It costs you $50 now because so we separated our costs because again, I only want people paying for what they use. So we don't charge you monthly anymore. So if you're getting an email from me, you should have gotten one this morning. Please, God, tell me you got one this morning. That's still my responsibility. So I'm hoping I did it right. But we don't do subscriptions anymore. So like if you get NAD every other month, you only pay every other month. We don't do that anymore. So it's $50 for us to do PA. We are a cash pay practice. We do not take insurance. You can use your insurance for the meds, but my practice does not take insurance because if I took insurance, I'd have to hire at least 5 more people and then my prices would go way up. That's what happens when you take insurance. The prices get inflated because you can't. So yeah, doing all those PAs, it is so difficult. I was doing my own in the very beginning and I was like, I can't do these, especially like sitting peer to peer. Those are fun. It's so funny with peer to peer. I get on the phone and I'm like, so I don't do them anymore. I have somebody else do them for me because it's dumb. I said, so I know you're here to deny this medication. Oh, appeals are such a joke. I'll tell you a story about when I used to work at the Ford plant. I don't even want to talk about peer-to-peers. We'll do the Ford plant story. I used to work down the hall from workers' comp, and on Friday, and I was friends with the guys with the workers in the office, and I was working in a physical therapy clinic. It was on site at the Ford plant. I've done wellness forever. Like personal, professional wellness are absolutely what I do. It's what I've been born to do. It is what I do. It is personal and professional wellness. That's what I do. Anyway, so I was working at the Ford plant. It was my first job out of grad school, and that was some interesting trafficking things. Anyway, not humans that I know of, but just about workers' comp. This is stuff I should not say publicly, but whatever. It was Friday afternoon. Their desks had to be cleaned off by Friday afternoon. Everything that came through on Friday afternoon got denied. Why? Their desk had to be clean and they didn't have time to actually do the work. It makes no sense to me. I mean, like, I get it. Leave it there, which is also what irritates me. If you want, okay, soapbox time. So why do we live in a world where I'm talking to you from my house in Texas? Wish I lived in Florida. It is what it is. Anywhere in the world, you can hear me. Any time zone, you can hear me. Dan Martell's not going live at like 1 a.m. I'm sorry, I'm not getting up. It's 10:50 in the morning here, right? We still do lunch hour. We still work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. I get deposits from my patients who are wonderful and pay me for care. Those deposits don't even show up in my bank until Monday because the banks are closed on Monday. It's a computer program. It doesn't need, to quote Top Gun Maverick, it doesn't need to eat, sleep, or take a piss. Why do we not just run the programs? Oh, listen to this. I have to get an EIN today because I took over treasurer for a nonprofit and I have to get an EIN. And I've done this. No, it's no problem. I've done it many times, but it's like 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday that the system's open. It's a computer system. It doesn't need to eat, sleep, or take a piss. Okay. All right. There's my. Oh, you're in Lakeland, Florida. How super cool is that? I'm a Gulf Coast gal. Um, please explain the package. Okay. So I do medical care. So say for example, so we do care in a way that is not covered by Medicare anyway. So if I provided a Medicare able to be covered service, you can't use me. You can't submit it to Medicare, blah blah blah. So, but we don't. We prescribe or we use asynchronous telehealth, especially if you're in Florida. We don't need to do a video visit first. So, you get information from me here. You do your own research, you get resources. You go to my practice, amslifestylemed.com. You click get started. You fill out the think clipboard, but it's virtual, right? It's a little like it's literally page after page after page. You fill all that crap out once a year, unless you have updates, and then you tell us. But you fill that out once a year and we text you right back. I say right back. It's usually within an hour or so. If you just text the number on the website, it'll send you to the intakes and then you'll get a kickback text that's automated. And then we get you started. So if you were to start tirzepatide, for example, and you would never take tirzepatide and insulin together, I prefer starting it alone because you want to see what it does on its own. Again, it's like if you had high blood pressure, we start with lisinopril and then, we go up. We maximize one drug first and then we add others. It's a little different in lifestyle medicine because sometimes we're like, dude, my energy is in the toilet, but my effects are good. So that's another story. But like tirzepatide starting is $300. So that includes medical care and includes the medication. If, on the other hand, your insurance covers Mounjaro, it costs you $119. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. All right, let's see. I'm gonna pin amslifestylemed.com. And I say lifestylemed.com because all roads lead to AMS. I had a friend who sent me her friend because her doctor pretty much told her really not nice things about being on a GLP-1. And like she had been on it, been doing great, and her doctor just really just she had to get a new doctor and her doctor just berated her. And I was like, "Who the hell do you think you are? These people need a safe fucking space to be. They're going to you. Oh, you're Newport Richie. How cool." Stacey, I should know that. It's so funny because I remember the funniest things about people. I mean, I could probably so one of the patients who's in our group chat, I won't tell you her name because I do some HIPAA compliance shit in my brain. These aren't HIPAA compliance spaces, by the way, so we're allowed to say whatever we want, but I try to be respectful. Anyway, one of my patients, she I used to know her like her straight up street address because in her apartment complex we had like 5 people in the same place. It was great. So, yes, our practice is just over 3 years old, except I just burned it to the ground in August. So, we did so weirdly. So, listen to this, Stacey, since you've been with me forever. I actually had someone message me on Facebook and tell me that they feel like they're talking to somebody in India now. And I'm like, I went from having trained administrative staff to epically trained clinical staff now in with you. I went from providers who were not engaged. They didn't I'm not making excuses. I hired the wrong people. I have the right people now. I couldn't believe that when I got that. Like, I feel like I'm just talking to somebody. I want to talk to a provider. Oh, trust me, these guys know more than my providers did before. So I don't get that. And by the way, if I were to turn this around and show you my Slack, but that is HIPAA compliant, so I'm not gonna. We talk all day, every day, but it's asynchronous. So interesting thing when my staff was being trained and they were training each other, they actually had a Google Meet open all day. So they could ask because when they were learning my system, they came into me trained. I had 3 people that came into me trained, and then I have my COO, Virginia, who's amazing. But they came into me trained. She sat there with the 3 of them working the lines all day for 2 weeks. Google Meet open. So it's literally like an office. Like it's just they're incredible. I was just floored. I was like, dude, the service before was shady as fuck. And I didn't know it until I started digging in. This was last April that I started, April 2024. I started seeing some things and I was like, guys, this is a problem. And I started training the staff, training the culture. A year later, I was like, guys, you're losing people because you suck. Like I have this vision for helping people and you're not doing that. So that happened in April. And in August, I fired 90% of my people, which was the hardest thing because I lost really good friends. So, okay, that was really long. But, and the thing is, like I said, if you're not ready to get started, you just want to hang out, you're like, no, I want the newsletters and stuff. I'll tell you what the link is on the page. Please hold. Because it says get started at the top of AMS. Now, even if you go, like, if you get started and you don't want to, and you're like, oh, I don't know, I think I'm going to wait, fill out the paperwork. That's really the best way to do it. But we now have a button for, it says get more info. Yeah, it's get started today or get more info. I need to make sure I'm still live streaming. I am on the YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is really, I really need to fix my monitor colors. I look green. I'm not nauseated. I don't know. I don't even know how to fix my monitor colors. I'm sure there's buttons on the bottom somewhere. I just don't want to turn it off. I don't know. Where are these buttons? Menu. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Can I turn this off now? Oh, shit. No. Okay. Color setting. Picture setting. Warning. And no, I don't want to proceed. Enter. Oh, I get it now. Okay. Okay, I just figured it out, but I'm not going to do it right now because it was like super confusing. I bought a new monitor. It's cheap because I wanted a small one, which is weird. Everyone in my family is like, don't you want a huge monitor? I'm like, not up here. This is my studio. This is what we do up here. Okay, Stacy, that is awesome. Like, thank you. Like, it has been, I'm surprised I don't have an ulcer. I'll be honest. Owning your own business is the fastest way to personal development you will ever see. It is ridiculous. Because I started out in the beginning thinking, here's the funny part, I can do this cheaper than everybody. Guess what? No, you can't. Their prices are what they are. They are right now, we are as low as we can be. Like, I don't make much of a margin. I make enough to pay people. So that's why I'm actually working. I'm trying to do the Walmart style, right? And work on volume. I am not venture capital backed. You know, you look at Roe and Hims and Hers. I mean, they own their own pharmacies. They make their own drugs, literally. Even Mochi, well, they tried to own their own pharmacy. That didn't go super well for them. But we have partner pharmacies. We use pharmacies that we trust their medications, we trust their formulations, we trust their testing. They have good customer service. The funny thing is, I had a patient who hasn't gotten their NAD for 3 weeks. It's me. I'm like, well, as long as it's me. I just realized I'm like, I'm almost out, and because I ordered it early, I'm almost out, and I texted the team and I was like, can we check on this? And they're like, oh shit, it was ordered on the 30th. And I'm like, well, could we find out where it is? Because I'd like my meds. So I'm not immune either. I go through the same shit you guys do. I mean, that's the thing. Right. It was from Vio. So apparently they were out. And then I think somewhere in that the order got lost, or I don't know. So yeah, because Vios is where the NAD comes from. I love Vios. I love them. Yeah, I think currently I'm on Cypress tirzepatide. I try all the pharmacies that we went through, but we make it real easy. And we have some people that are like, no, I can't have this version. I need this version. In that case, if it's a Y. Now, we recently had a patient who was getting an allergic reaction. That has to be in person. Like, you can't, if you're going to, that's too dangerous for me to do telehealth. So we only do telehealth. We do not have an in-person office. People will ask me, and it makes me chuckle. I'm like, why the hell do you want to sit in a doctor's office? I don't want to sit in a doctor's office. My husband is on this horrible work stress. It's literally like 3 on, 1 off, 3 on. Like, and then we go to Disney World. So I'm like, come on, just make it through. So if you have anyone who wants to do men's performance or coaching, please employ my husband. That would be nice. They do, and they do the men's performance is only 119 as well. So that's it's stupid cheap. I'm sorry. Like, and you're like, yeah, but you don't make a margin. Yeah, but if I can get more patients, then I make the margins. So that's why I'm here. That's why I want to make a difference, right? Because if I can, like, for all the people who tell me I'm on metformin and insulin, first fucking line, that's my honest opinion. Why would you do that? It was first line in 1990. Like, we have these medications now. So somebody said to me the other day, you have no idea what's going to happen down the line. You know, as an MD, that what happens down the line with these, with side effects and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, dead horse time. Ready? These medications have been around since 2005 is when they were FDA approved. Okay. It is 2025. People will take peptides from Bob's Peptides, which I feel bad about saying it Bob's now. I do have an Uncle Bob, which is pretty funny. Um, but people will take peptides from anywhere. Like, people go out and drink wine every day and tell me, oh, you don't, but we know what that does. Yes, it causes cancer. It causes really bad decisions. It causes fatty liver. It causes liver failure. So a hypothetical, and hypotheticals are hypocritical. So I have a hypothetical side effect with a receptor in your thyroid that humans don't have, that mice have. Okay, so unwanted pregnancy, no shit there, right? We've got like 9 Manjaro babies. I'm like, guys, the black box warning of back it up, buttercup, is real. I mean, we had people that thought they were in menopause, but their hormones were just epically screwed. So once their hormones got back on track, oh shit, guess what? But the funny part is, what do? They get pregnant, they have their kid, they're super excited. They breastfeed, some of them, and then they come back because they're like, "Oh, I feel like garbage." Yes, that's what we're here for. I feel like garbage. I'm tired of lugging 50 pounds around that I didn't want, that hurts me. I mean, you don't have to be 100 pounds overweight to need help. Like I said, I have patients who are not overweight. They came to me because I can't stop eating. I'm obsessively exercising. I mean, guys, like, this is what I do. I get it. I get it. I was talking about the other day. I actually had this really long Marco Polo with a good friend. Oh, hold on. I got the TikTok puzzle here. Hold on. There we go. A really good conversation with a good friend on Marco Polo. Um, should not have waited after 4 days. Oh, are you out of the hospital? Did you get it done? Don't do that. They pump you full of fluids. You're all fluid. You're puffy. You're puffy. You're puffy. Get off the scale. You know what though? No, get on the scale. You know why? Because the number has nothing to do with except for gravity, right? I'm up in weight. It's partially poop. I'm not gonna lie. Could be. I'm going back on the Miralax. I'm done. But back to the what the hell was I talking about? Shit. I don't remember. Hold on, let me back it up. I got so excited that you were out of the hospital. Unwanted pregnancy. Oh yeah. Um, restrictor. Moderation for me is very hard. Very hard. I'm either on or off. So, Linda, you'll like this if you're still here. I'm going to start logging. I'm going to check. My Fitness Pal apparently does photos. Little did I know. Because I don't necessarily care. I really care about the protein and about calories, right? That's what we care about is, am I getting enough protein? I'm going to decrease my protein requirements to 0.8 mgs per pound, not kilogram, pound. So I'm going to do that. But really, is 20 grams of protein going to make the difference? I doubt it, but whatever. I mean, 20 grams is a decent amount, but I'm going to track even on vacation. I am tracking. I know, but I am tracking. But the reason I say this is because I'm going to track on vacation. I don't normally track on vacation, but I think this needs to be an everyday thing. The things I'm lifting again today. I took 3 days off of lifting. I feel like garbage. I'm going to start lifting every day. And like, if the day I don't want to lift heavy, I don't lift heavy, or I do mobility, or you know what I'm saying. But I need to do strength and mobility every day. without fail. I need to track every day. Like my AG1 creatine and collagen are dialed in. Like I almost wasn't going to take creatine on this next trip. And I got like uncomfortable. I'm like, I can't. Like, this is my routine. This is what I do. So I bought a little thing of creatine, Optimum Nutrition, little thing of creatine, and taking my scoop with me because I had packets. I'm like, I'm snipping open packets. I take 15 grams a day, for fuck's sake. I'm like snipping open all these packets. I'm like dumping it in my AG1 because I take it with my AG1 because it's all gross anyway. Chug it like a Friday night in college, man. I saw a woman in the gym on the cruise. It was so cute. She's the only one I've ever seen with my orange bird magic band. I was like, oh, and guess what she was drinking? AG1. But she was like drinking it. I am not a healthy food aficionado. I'm telling you though, the Korean popcorn chicken was quite good this morning. All right. So, that's a good question. 14 pounds of fluid, lost 8. Yeah. Is wanting to lower my low 8 pounds before going on vacation. Lose your 8 pounds. Like if you want to lose the fluid before you go on vacation, I don't think that's a hell of a question. That's a hell of a question. Let's unpack this a little bit. Because I woke up this morning. Oh. Yeah, let's unpack this because you get the mindset, right? But I woke up this morning and I was like 119 pounds. I'm super bloated. I don't feel good, you know. And I'm like, I'm not going on vacation like that. So the question is why? Is it because I want to get to the number? No, if I felt amazing at 119, I'd be like, whatever, I don't care what the number is. But I would be wary of wanting to make the lower. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I went on, I started with a new fitness and nutrition coach about a year and a half ago. And he had a 16-day cleanse that made me super miserable, but it was great for what it was for. It was quick results. And like I showed my dad the pictures and I had lost 12 pounds or like, no, it wasn't 12. It was like 8 pounds in 16 days. And he's like, you look 30 pounds less. And I didn't, but it was still like kind of bloated and a little puffy. You know what I mean? Before that. So, right. Sounds like a bad idea and a good idea all in one. Right. So, because the mental victories are real, we just have to be sure that we're not crossing into disordered territory, right? Like, is lower always better? That's an absolute no. And I know people don't like the BMI and we argue about this. Like, I had somebody tell me yesterday, great, good friend. She says, yeah, but we know the BMI, if somebody lifts really heavy, blah, blah, blah. I said, how many people out there look like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Like, you can look at them. We don't need a BMI to tell me they're heavy or they're not. All it is your gravity. BMI is gravity, right? Doesn't tell me anything about your body composition. However, we do know, oh, Leslie, I can give you, you know what? Do you want me to do a version of that? I can do better. I don't like his because he says you can't do electrolytes and stuff. And that's a hard no for me because some of it was not medically sound. But if we want to do a jump start, a break the stall jump start, I can make that. I can make that happen. How long do you want it to be? But so let me think on that for a second because I'll make it up. So thinking about the bell curve, the BMI bell curve at both ends, you are at more risk for disease. So you want to stay in the middle, right? Yeah, no, you know what? We should probably do that. That'd be awesome. I'll get it together. I'll start it when we get home. I'm not like, so it was really weirdly restrictive and kind of low I'll make mine. I'll make my own because like I said, it was not medically sound. I don't want people to ever go that low on protein. There were things in there that were my triggers. So I didn't like the fact there weren't substitutions. Like, I don't know. He's like, if you don't like the food, shut up and eat it. Now, he gets great results with his clients. Do not get me wrong. I just don't work that way. BMI is 26.8 with 18% body fat. Not exactly wasting away. Okay. And yeah, valid. Yeah, I mean, so then I think you've got a little room, Jamie. You wanna go for it? Go for it, you know? I think a week would work. I think a week would work to break a stall. And you know what? If it doesn't, repeat it. Maybe that's an idea. Maybe make 7-day jump start. The 7-day stall, 7-day break the stall jump start, something, God, that's a really long title. That's a horrible title. I'll talk to ChatGPT later about the title. um, but yeah, I actually want to I don't know if you can do this. Hey, Andy, I saw you sign in earlier and then I didn't see you. I actually want to do in the group chat. I don't know if we can do channels and shit, but yeah, like 1 week sounds doable, right? Like, so I get home, I think on Tuesday next week. No, maybe not. Must be Monday. No, it's Tuesday. My Elevate call must be on must be Wednesday because we fly back on Tuesday, I think. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's whatever's on my calendar. I'm trying really hard not to run my calendar. Somebody else runs my calendar. So, but yeah, I think a week we could do. Told my wife if she doesn't sign off on my skin removal soon, I'm gonna get the 195. Oh shoot, hold on. I thought you were in the hospital for that. Check the calendar. I'll check the calendar. Here, ready? I'll tell you when Elevate is. Next happy hour is November 13th. I'm almost certain. It came out in the newsletter today. Let's see. Oh, still alive. I'm I'm not living by my calendar. All right, I'll get off at 11:30. Okay. Kidney stone, kidney infection, blood infection. Well, that's shitty. Okay, that's a different story, Jamie. Mm. You're pretty good with diet. Like you're good with diet. Obviously with your history, with your background, with your former occupation, the whole deal. You eat nutritious food. Continue to fuel, continue to eat food. If anything, rest and digest. If you want to get rid of that weight, make sure you're hydrating, make sure you're letting it out. Bring your calories down a teeny tiny bit and lose it. But be nice to yourself, right? Don't do the restriction road, go the allowing road. You want to allow your body to release that weight. Release the sick weight. Allow your body to take in health. Allow your body to improve. That would be the way I would go about it. Not medical advice. You don't see a prescription pad in my hand, which means it's not medical advice. Okay, getting a little spicy. I got 15 more minutes. I'm thinking of going live on Monday mornings. As long as Dan Martell goes live on Monday mornings and he is not going live on Monday morning. 4 days in the hospital at 210, way better than it. Oh my God, I can't imagine. Well, I've told you the story, Jamie. I don't know if you ever heard this. I had a patient. I can picture her. I remember the dress she was wearing because I walked in and she said, there's something wrong with my legs. And she was 400 pounds roughly. And she's my height, if not shorter. And I looked at her legs and they were not a good color. And I thought, oh God, is this necrotizing fasciitis? So, I literally myself helped her get undressed. And literally her skin was dying because it was too far away from her blood supply. And I said, you have to stay in the hospital. This is an infection. And boom, done. And she starts crying. And I said, what's going on? And she said, I almost died last time I was in the hospital because I couldn't breathe. She needed to be put on a ventilator because she was so heavy that it crushed her lungs laying in bed. She doesn't sleep laying down. So what did I do? Immediately, I put a bariatric bed, order in. I put her on CPAP at night when she slept, so because she can sit up during the day. And she had an uneventful hospital stay. The last time she ended up intubated on a ventilator in the ICU and coded because respiratory failure. Because people don't realize obesity is not a fucking cosmetic disease. And if I get kicked off of TikTok, you'll find me on YouTube. WatchDrMo.com. All those links are on my website. It is not a cosmetic disease. It is not fucking vanity. I mean, granted, yeah, I like looking better. Fine, great, whatever. But what I really like is getting out of bed, putting on my clothes and being like, this is pretty cool. I feel good today. Like this morning, I was cranky pants, seriously cranky pants. I'm like, oh no, you spent the last 10 days in a funk. We are not going back there. Nope. I use the strategies that are in my book. Well, a lot of the ones are my first book for what I did this morning, but my book that comes out in November, Freedom to Shift. I want to get book shirts. I love shirts. These are so soft and so comfy. But yeah, it's Freedom to Shift. Don't forget, don't forget the F because that's when you're on a GLP-1 and get constipated. Sorry, this is my terrible sense of humor. My son made me letters with his 3D printer. This says Freedom to Shift, right? Here's the F. So, yeah, and the H, it's all capitals. Like he did the whole thing. Yeah, it's Freedom to Shift. He did all my letters. It's awesome. So he actually gave me a thing for Mother's Day that says, I love you more than my 3D printer. That was pretty impressive. What was I talking about? Yeah, it was very sad. So, but again, I don't care. And at that time, I think I was 50 pounds heavier. So I was 165 pounds, 170 pounds. And everyone said I didn't need to lose weight, right? First of all, none of your business. I mean, unless I'm truly having a problem, right? Unless I'm really have body dysmorphia. If you don't know what that is, it's when you look in the mirror and you don't see what's there, you see something else, like your brain's kind of broken. But again, that's a brain problem. And it's always a brain problem, right? Food is not our problem. Food is our solution. Let's be real, right? If you're out there and you're on here, nobody finds me by accident. That's why I formed AMS. I wanted people to have adequate, good medical care for this because it's never just about the weight, right? I mean, how many of us have stopped biting our nails? I mean, I get mine done, so I don't bite them. But I have patients who have stopped biting their nails on tirzepatide. They're using it in addiction. My husband was telling me that there are, because he reads a lot of articles about it. Because, like I said, his PhD's in health and human performance. That's what he does. And thank you. And there are rehab centers that are starting people on tirzepatide the day they walk in the door. It's part of the program, right? I mean, think about it. Rehab centers are $30, $40, $50, $60,000 a month. But why we bitch about paying $300 a month? Get over it, guys. This is sanity. It's safety. It's the rest of our lives. It's not having a shit life anymore. It's not spending half of your day worried about your fucking diet. Okay. Now we're spicy. I'll get there eventually. It took me I told you I was in a funk this morning. It's part of why I made the live longer. I said, I'm going live as long as I can today because it makes me better. I can't keep it unless I give it away. So yes, that's knowledge. Yes, I can tell you, we'll do so if you're already an AMS patient, so what does it mean to be an AMS patient? Go to amslifestylemed.com and pay me money. It's that easy, right? If you say, I'm going to try NAD and you never try it again, you are still always an AMS patient. It's like Hotel California here because you're part of the family. I live what's called the AMS lifestyle. It's how I live. It's how I eat. It's how I work. It's how I make decisions. It's why I don't drink. It's why I don't smoke. It's why I don't vape. I never vaped, but I don't vape or do drugs because I don't do either of those things and I never have. But it's why I don't do the addictive behaviors because I know where I have to sit. I have to sit in this space and it's called the AMS lifestyle. It's activity, it's strength training, it's triathlon for me. It's going to Disney. It's bitching that it's a small world, seats are so hard now that I don't have a butt. I didn't have a butt before. It was just fat. So anyway, I got on it because I have metabolic syndrome and I'm 0.1 away from being diabetic. So Asher, I'm going to tell you something. I love you even if you don't have to justify. You don't have to justify with me, with my practice. Now, you do have to give me a reason. But isn't that funny? Oh no, I deserve to take it because I'm a diabetic. Remember that whole thing? People still think this, that the fat people are taking it away from the diabetics. That's probably going to get me flagged on TikTok. We'll see. The overweight people, I don't know, can I say that word? The people who've stored the people with excess energy stores are taking it away from the diabetics. That is a crock. That is an absolute crock. Metabolic syndrome is absolutely look exactly perfect, Asher. It is the precursor to diabetes. So soapbox territory for sure. Oh no, Asher, your insurance is never going to pay for it. It doesn't pay for anybody's. Not at all. Doesn't pay for rehab either, by the way. Sometimes it does. Sometimes part of rehab it'll pay for. I'm looking at insurance plans if you're wondering. You never know what you're going to need. Yep. Exactly. Because so Asher, that's a really good point because once your body tips the scale, right? I heard this said actually in a lecture on addiction medicine that once you tip the scales, this is for addiction, so it's a little different, but same principle. Once your body and nervous system trips into disease, you don't ever go back. You can't undo it. You can manage it, right? With metabolic diseases. Now, if you need your gallbladder out and you have your gallbladder out, it's done. That's different. But metabolic diseases, chronic diseases, it's a flywheel and it depends on which way that wheel's going. Once you store enough excess fat, it is its own endocrine organ. It starts creating hormones. It wants to bring its friends. I mean, some people say, and it's no joke. You guys, if you're here, you know this, that you're like, I can walk past a cupcake and gain 3 pounds. That cupcake doesn't even weigh 3 pounds. How the frig is that possible? Well, it's possible because that's what your body metabolically wants to do. You can manage it, you can rewind it. You can't undo it. It's kind of shitty. You know, like I told my son, my goal is to raise a child that doesn't need a drug like this. Will it work? I don't know, but I'm very grateful that if I don't, he still has it. So, okay, my monitor just shut off. Let me make sure we're still streaming. Yep, we are. So that's, I mean, like I said, nobody finds me by accident. Speaking of finding me, follow my new account, drmo.official, because I'm about to be banned on this account for talking about weight loss and GLP-1s. That's why you'll see I'm only doing it on lives. I'm not doing it on, because lives usually only flag the really bad things I say. Like when I said I was doing things that are detrimental to my health and life with food, but I used the K word, that will shut me down off of TikTok. Like that will actually, it'll stop the stream. So I don't say that anymore. But I was absolutely tanking my health with food. Why? Because I didn't know any better? Guys, I have more knowledge than 99.9% of the people out there with nutrition. That's not why you should pay me. I hate to say it. That is not, there are dietitians out there. Summer the dietitian is one of my favorites that I follow. Dr. Nadolski knows a ton. That is not why you want to come to me. You want to come to me because I get it. I get it in my soul. I know what it's like to screw up your healthcare navigation, pay 5 times, 4 times as much as I was supposed to. I know, hey, I just know what it feels like to be desperate, to feel desperate, to feel like I said before, I grew up a pessimist, absolute pessimist. That book, my first book, Happy First, is about my journey out of the pit. And when I say the pit, it was a real pit. I'm not talking, oh, I was a little sad. Thanks, Jimmy. I'm working on it. I wasn't always. I took about 10 years and didn't work out at all. I was a Division 1 swimmer. I was a Division 1 Labatt drinker. Yeah, I did all kinds of stuff. I didn't grow up healthy. I didn't grow up with great mindset. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, guys. Who did? You know, I was born in 73. Let's think about this, right? But anyway, I work every day to get my health better. It's what I do. It's the AMS lifestyle, right? That's what I want to create is if I would really love like 100,000 people living the AMS lifestyle. We could change the world. That's what I want. Am I an athlete? I am an athlete. It's funny you say that. And it's funny you ask in that way. Yes, I've done Ironmans. I used to swim masters. I played hockey for a couple of years in my 20s because I always wanted to learn to. That is on here, Pam. So it's drmo.official on TikTok. Go to that one, follow that one. I will do lives there as soon as I get to 1,000 followers. So share it with as many people as you know. Please. All the people. I did. I swam masters forever. I still I still do triathlon. Um, I used to like I had a dream last night that I couldn't bike anymore. I couldn't do triathlon anymore. So I was like, well, I'm not going to do bike races. I'm not going to do that duathlon. So how would I do this? Like, would I just run and swim masters and get rid of my tri bike? But I like doing the bike. Well, people have a Peloton. They have an exercise bike. I woke up thinking of all this morning. If I couldn't do triathlon, like what would I do? Would I keep my exercise bike? I mean, I really like not running sometimes, and the exercise bike is good. So here's my big this is what I was thinking of this morning. So yes, I'm not a natural athlete. I'm a very slow runner. My baseline pace is like 13 minutes a mile. I have to work really hard to get it faster than that. Um, did you find it, Pam? Okay, good. Yes, and I have a pinned post with that profile QR code. I couldn't think of the word. I'm like UPC code. That's not the right code. So yes, I've done 7 Ironmans. I don't have any of those. This is my last 70.3 medal, and I just love it. It's got a starfish and shells. So that was I'm signed up again in March. So wish me luck. Wish me luck. But I will be documenting that journey, especially. Oh, I gotta think about the way I'm gonna do this because I might need to go back to Training Peaks. You would love to do one of those. How can I help? How can I help? So I have to do the math. I don't have a calculator. I have to do the math about um, how much my coaching is because you could totally. Um, what would I give someone with lipedema? So it's an interesting question. I don't know what the Indian was autocorrected from. Calculator. I would totally help somebody with triathlon in our group coaching because to me that's be awesome. Or with inspiration to start, right? Basics and inspiration to start. Hold on, I got to do the math. If you take out the medical care minus 1,400 equals divided by 12. Oh my goodness. Okay. So my coaching, holy shit, that's cheap. My coaching includes medical care for a year. It's founder pricing right now. I didn't do the math. I just set the number because I was like, no, this is as low as I would go. Let's do founder pricing that way. Hi, Letty. How are you? It is $300 a month. You pay up front. So if you have, I mean, yeah, you pay up front. So, okay. So the lipedema. Oh, info. Okay. So tirzepatide actually has been shown to decrease a lot of the discomfort and decrease the lipedema stores. It's not, I mean, because really surgery is one of the only options for that, but lipedema is a different beast. I was doing research on it for a little bit because somebody's like, oh, tirzepatide doesn't do anything for lipedema. I'm like, no, it does. It absolutely does because it's pathologic fat storage. No matter how you slice it, it just has a ton of pain. So, oh, Linda, yeah, we need to do some maybe after the first of the year, we'll do it like an activity challenge, like whatever activity goal you want to set that your doctor says it's okay to set. I don't do clearances because I'm remote. You need an in-person medical exam to do clearances, but I can't believe my coaching's only $300 a month. Okay. All right. I'm like, what the hell? All right. So what was I saying? I'm on my calendar. What was I supposed to look up on my calendar, Linda? Aside from the fact that it's 11:30 and I'm late to this to-do list item. Oh, Elevate call is tomorrow. Oh, this week at 2. Next week. That's what we were thinking about. Yes, Elevate call is Wednesday next week. I actually have Disney and Tron on my calendar. Yes, next week. I think I have a coaching call today. Not mine. Yep, 3:00. Quantum. I think it's with Sam today for media. That's my no TikTok Tuesday next week. So it's a good point. Linda, you're amazing. It is October 20th. Can you believe that? Next week, I will not go live on Monday. Let's see. We'll go live on Wednesday. It'll only be able to be like an hour, hour and a half, but we'll go live on Wednesday morning. Yep. 9:30 Central, Wednesday morning. Um, Thanks for blessing us, Edwin. Appreciate it. Love and money right back at you. All right, so next week we're going live on Wednesday. Um, every day I can, I would like to go live. I'm supposed to be growing my Instagram followers. Period. I'm gonna have to go live on Instagram more. It's so disheartening though. I get like 5 followers, like 5 people on Instagram, and I'm like, really? I mean, here we get to hang out and I get people. Not with family. No, you're right. Family comes first. Now we are shooting a lot of content. Oh, you don't think so Instagram at Dr. Mo Gibbons, DRMOE GIBBONS, like the monkey, like the monkeys, plural. We always stop at the Gibbons at Animal Kingdom. Why not? They're fun. And the otters. Looking for my otter half, right? So yes, YouTube is watchdrmo.com. All of those links are at drmolinks.com. I'm really annoying with those websites. Number one, because it's a fun hobby. It's kind of an expensive hobby. I'm not going to lie. But it's easier. It's easier to tell people. drmolinks.com. That's got all of them. So I actually think that I should probably put somewhere like my old profile on TikTok, but I don't know. It's probably going to get banned. My goal is to try to keep the old profile up, this one, the one you're watching on, to keep this one up because it's got a lot of content. So I'm trying not to get banned. As soon as I can go live on the new one, I'm going to go live on the new one because, and come to find out, I actually was shadow banned. I posted the same video on both accounts, got 3 times the views. I was like, shit. So don't go on Instagram. It's too much for me with TikTok, Facebook, texting, email, but I'm old. So it's funny though, Pandy, that you do TikTok. Most people are the other way. They're like, I'm not doing TikTok. I was joke. I always call it the TikTok because I'm old. Like I'm old. And like in the very beginning, when I first started my business, I had people like, you have to go on TikTok. And I'm like, I'm not going on TikTok. I'm too old for TikTok. I'm not dancing. I'm not doing shit. I'm not going on TikTok. Where am I right now? TikTok. Because it's where my people are. But the thing is, my people are kind of everywhere. So you're right. I need to, maybe, because it would be easy or like not easier. Like we could have, what if we had like, hey, Tuesday, watch for me on TikTok. Except Monday is getting so much better with TikTok. And 3 years later, we're still on TikTok. I know, trying not to get banned. Oh, you can shut me up, but you can't stop my message. I will go somewhere. YouTube's really good. Like I said, I'm in Facebook jail. I might be out today. But YouTube's really good because they're respectful. Like they respect they let chiropractors say stupid shit, you know? Sorry. Too soon? Okay. All right. All right. Ooh, I am not lifting. Seriously, my next week, my call, I'm gonna have to get my ass up early. Is at 6:30 on Wednesday. Oh, okay then. Or well, the call I'm gonna get up at 6:30 and lift because my coaching call is at 7 a.m. on Wednesday. I don't do shit at 7 a.m., guys. Okay. I do now. All right. I didn't fall asleep till like 12 o'clock last night, so I'm grumpy. All right. I got to go. I got 25 minutes to do this. It'll take me 15, but I allow for 30 minutes for everything. Any last questions before I go? I'm going to Disney World this weekend. Anything you want to know? Anything you want to learn? I'm going to do this 7-day for my patients. You guys remember, if you want to be a patient or if you want to just go to shiftwithdrmo.com. It's in my profile up here because that'll get you to the practice. It'll get you to the book launch. Book launch is free. You get an early copy and then it'll get you to Elevate Coaching if you want to do that. I was literally trying to scroll up with my mouse. Not going to work. That's hilarious. Yes. Have a fabulous day, you guys. Thank you like for turning my brain around. Hopefully I gave you some. Oh, thanks, Andy. So Andy, share my shit. If you guys, if this stuff resonates with you, please subscribe, share it. I really need you to share it. Share every post with as many people as you can. Share everything because that will help get me as many people in the tribe. I want people living the AMS lifestyle. We can really, really raise the vibration of the world. So, all right, let's go. I will see you guys next time. Over on YouTube, let's stop the stream. Let's see. I don't even know how many people we had, but we went live for an hour and a half. So it was good. All right. So hopefully there was something good for you. If you're not watching this now, go ahead, watch it later. Put it on 2x speed for damn sure. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.